And across Europe, the sickness is spreading. In a smoky bunker in Leipzig, in what was once communist East Germany, skinheads scream adoration for Hitler at a secret far-right gig. The band is called Zensur, which means censorship. Unemployment as well as immigration is fueling a resurgence of fascist groups here. Unemployment in Germany, as in France, is at a post-war high, 20% in parts of old East Germany. It's here in the East that the far right is really kicking.
Das war alles, was sie gaben.
They gave their all when they were lying in the trenches, goes the song. Pride, belonging and sacrifice are popular themes in the band's repertoire. Singer Manuel claims they're not fascists but nationalists. He complains that Germans aren't allowed to express national pride. Just because Germany is already considered guilty, you only need say, "I'm proud to be German," and straight away you're branded a Nazi, shoved into the corner. Or else it comes from an admiration for Hitler, in an overall sense. To an outsider, they embody the fascist ideology, which stands for racism and the regenerative power of violence. Yet they claim to be the whipping boys for a country that can't deal with its past. At our last concert in Leipzig, we had only just gone on stage and played one song when the police came in and cleared the place out in a radical fashion. They beat everybody up with batons, no matter whether they were young girls or the older people who owned the house. They just beat them up. Germany's violent hardcore of active neo-Nazis is said to be around 47,000, and the police are certainly taking no chances. Today the right-wing National Democratic Party is holding a rally, and left-wing activists have vowed to disrupt it. Last time that happened in Leipzig, the rioting lasted for days. The searchers turn up all manner of offensive weapons, often knives and pistols. Propaganda and flags associated with the Third Reich are also confiscated. Although Germany's far-right parties still have less than 5% of the national vote, the 1990s have been boom time. The NPD is also against immigration and integration with the EU. Inciting racial hatred means 5 years in prison here. So the message is carefully crafted, again evoking the idea that Germany is under threat. We know that there's one reason why we in Germany today are better off than hundreds of millions all over the world. It's because of our fathers who built up this country. And over the centuries and the millennia, they've defended it against all the enemies threatening it. Today, we are called on to defend Germany anew.
I don't think
that the real threat to democracy is the teenagers who attack homes for asylum seekers, who beat up those who look and think differently. Rather, it's the politics and ideology that drive such acts. Ignorant of the past, young people make easy targets for the propaganda and anthems of the far right. Denying or trivializing the Holocaust is an offense under German law, but confiscating fascist material may drive the problem underground. This band sets Hitler's speeches to techno. Others, with names like the Turk Hunters, are rewriting the old message. These days, they don't publish hymns about Hitler or Rudolf Hess. Instead, they're writing sad ballads about poor, unemployed Germans who get nothing from the government, while the refugee from another country drives his Mercedes to the welfare office, rakes in welfare money, then drives to the next town and does the same thing. Refugees were always part of 20th century Europe's landscape. Armenians, Greeks, Turks, Spaniards, Jews. Their rights to seek asylum enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Today, 45% of Europe's asylum seekers will end up in Germany. Recently, the majority of those were Kosovo Albanians and Turkish Kurds. But the years when Germany eagerly imported migrant workers to fuel its economic miracle are long gone. Now foreigners make up 6% of the workforce, and they've become a convenient focus for social resentment. We've been here for 3 years and haven't been harassed in the past. But recently we have. They wanted to attack my husband. They throw stones at me. My child was threatened when he went to play football, and they wanted to beat him. All foreigners have more problems nowadays. The newly reunified Germany has seen a spate of savage attacks by neo-Nazis on immigrants and their homes. When this Turkish cultural center was firebombed, Hussein Barsh narrowly escaped with his life. It was quite clear that someone wanted to burn us to death. I just wanted to get out immediately. Hitler said, "I go the way that Providence dictates with the assurance of a sleepwalker." Hate crimes spring from the blind belief that foreigners are to blame for all ills. In modern-day Germany, the Nazi myths about race survive.
Ich befürchte einfach aus der Geschichte und die wir nun erfahren.
I'm just afraid, based on our history, that we may go down a similar path. Of course, I also like to think that this society has enough forces to mobilize against us, but I'm not sure anymore, unfortunately. These men are refugees and on the run. They're at the beginning of a journey which might take them as far as Germany, or might end in a matter of hours in a Turkish jail. Most of them are Kurds from northeastern Iraq. Freedom? There's no freedom in my country. And Saddam Hussein is one of the men who causes all of the difficulties, all of the trouble in my country. While some are genuine asylum seekers, fleeing persecution at home, others will be what's known as economic refugees. They want to find a job in the underground economy of the EU, since prospects for regular migration to Western Europe are slim. I want to live in Europe, in freedom, and I want to bring my wife and children over too. It's about a 4-hour bus ride from Istanbul to the Greek border, then to Athens. From there, probably on through Albania or Yugoslavia to Italy. Italy is seen as the gateway to Western Europe, and in the past claiming asylum there was little more than a formality. But Italy has a deep history of fascism, and the 1990s saw the re-emergence of the far right.